What's going on, folks? So in the last video, we talked about our overall plan for the lawn renovation for this fall. Today, I want to walk through the entire lawn and show you where all of our problem areas and some of the areas that we're going to be taking care of as part of that lawn renovation. We're also going to take a little bit of time to do some mowing and trimming, so stay tuned. Here we go. So as you can see right here, the flower beds are okay. We need to clean those up, but that's not part of the lawn. That is a major dead spot, and that's from the sprinkler and the irrigation installation, and you can see that it's dead because there was actually a trench that went from there to there. So we're gonna have to deal with all of the trenching from the sprinkler system, and you can see a little bit of a line right there, and then you can definitely see the line that leads out to the street right there. So all of that is gonna have to be addressed. We're gonna have to fill that. We're gonna kill off all of this fescue. And along with the fescue, I'm going to show you over here in the corner back over there where we've got a bunch of common Bermuda. So I realize that, you know, we're going to do as good of a job as we can to kill all that stuff off, but it's not going to be complete. Now, one thing that I don't know that it shows up on camera right now, but right in here, there used to be a tree at some point, and you can see a mound. So we're going to have to level all of this stuff off, and I don't really think it's going to show up very well. And so we're gonna have to do a lot of leveling, and as I'm walking, man, I can just feel my feet underneath me just bouncing up and down. And then right here, you see all this trenching. So we did some T-zone and we killed it all off, and that's where all that brown stuff is. There's a hole there that needs to be addressed as well. And then we also have some lines from the irrigation system that we're gonna have to deal with. So that's all the stuff that's gonna be dealt with up here. But again, this is all gonna be killed off. You can see where the T-zone just kind of killed all the weeds, and the only thing left is dirt. When we get over here to the flower beds, this is all the work that my wife and I did. You can see there's lots of weeds. We got to deal with all that. But this filled in, but it filled in with common Bermuda, and it's just real viney and nasty. So we're just going to kill all that stuff off. And over here, some of the fescue started to come in, but just with the heat, and it was so young that it just died. Now I'm going to rearrange these rocks, and I'm going to take the rocks right up into the fence, and we're going to mulch all of this area back here because I do not want to have to mow near my irrigation system there, just because I'm asking for trouble every time I get close to that thing. So what I started to say was that I started to kill all the weeds with the T-zone up here in the front, but I'm just going to kill it off with glyphosate anyway, and we're going to basically toast the entire lawn. Today what we're going to do, because I'm not ready to see a brown lawn just yet, because I'm not ready to do much with the lawn, it's still too hot, but I am going to take the height of cut down a notch up here in the front. So that's how we're going to take care of the front for now, because I do want it to stay green for the next couple weeks at least, so that we're not the eyesore of the neighborhood up in the front. Now let's take a look at the back real quick. So this weekend, my wife got sick of that scrub tree, and she took it down while I was working on the shed, which I love her for it. But as you can see, the perennial ryegrass has not done awesome this summer. And I did spray a bunch of T-zone up here, which tells you that there was nothing up there. It's shaded, there is irrigation up there, but it basically killed it all off. Here, the perennial ryegrass, I've kind of sort of given up on it a little bit just because it is really hot, but we continue to try and take care of it and water it when we can. And then we do have some weeds. So one of the things that I am going to do is I'm going to do another round of T-zone, especially right there. You can see some issues. And then down a little bit further in that shaded area, there's some weeds. So back here, we are not going to kill the backyard at all. We actually have done a pretty good job of doing a good amount of contouring and leveling back here, and we're going to build on the things that we've done so far. The one area of concern that we're going to deal with is over here by the air conditioning. You can see right there that swamp. So we've got to figure out a dry well or something, and I'm going to address that this weekend. And because all of the discharge is going right there, and then it's just swamping this out. And that's not going to help me at all, whether it's in the spring or this next spring or in the fall. So we're going to deal with that this weekend. And then everything back here where the air conditioning system is back here, right along there, is all going to be rocks. And then my wife did a really good job of cleaning this stuff up, but we've got to do something with this area so that it looks a little bit better. Other than that, everything is really level back here, so we're really digging it. But you can see where we had a bunch of trenching from the spring rains that we had. It's just very thin. And then the last area that we need to address with sand and compost is going to be right here. It is kind of sloping. You can't see it in the camera, but it slopes down this way. So we need to add a bunch of sand and compost to that. And the same thing up in here along where the parking pad is and where the garbage area is. We're gonna level all that out a little bit more. Overall, it's good. It just slopes in the wrong direction. So we're gonna have to add some materials there, and we're gonna do it with compost and sand. And then as for our hill right here, there's not a lot we can do with this as far as grass. So we've got a plan, and we were wanting to do it before we started lawn renovation, but you know, between finishing the shark shed and doing the lawn renovation, we're just not going to be able to get to this hill right now. So we will do that after the lawn establishes and when it's a lot cooler in preparation for spring. But I'll share where that plan is. It'll be a good winter project, and it'll be a good project that gets us ready for some plantings in the early part of the spring. So stay tuned for that. Again, that'll be a winter project that we'll do outside. And and when I say winter, I mean, I don't know when in the winter. It may be late winter, it may be sometime around Christmas when we've got nothing else going on, but we'll see. My wife's got me thinking about a lot of the inside projects that I need to deal with. And until we finish the shark shed, which you can kind of see over my shoulder right now, that is kind of the precursor to be able to do a lot of the work on the inside, because that's going to free up my garage to get to my tools and get to all the things that I need in order for me to do some of the renovations on the inside of the house. So that'll be a lot of my winter projects, but that doesn't mean we can't come out here every once in a while and enjoy the cool weather to get some things done. So stay tuned for all the hill stuff, but we're going to get there. We're going to take the height cut for the front down a little bit, like I said, and then next week it'll all be the same level. Fescue doesn't like to be cut that short, and that's okay because we're going to kill it anyway, but that's kind of the thing that we need to deal with. Today we just need to mow it. I'm not going to bag anything. I think I want to keep all of the organic material in the lawn as much as possible, because that's just going to help as a foundation and a base for when we actually do all of this renovating and all the adding of materials. It's just good organic material that I don't want to go to waste. So let's get to mowing. So we've had it at D, which is about 3 1/4 inches. We're going to move it down to B for this cut, which puts us at just over 1 inch. I think it's 1 3/4. And then next week we're going to move it down to A, which is the 1 inch mark. And actually it's like 1 1/4, something like that. But that's the height cut that we're doing for the whole backyard. And we're going to do that for the whole yard starting next week. And then obviously the week after that we're going to kill it also. All right, folks, well, that's all I had for you today. Hope you guys enjoyed that little walkthrough of the yard. Obviously, we've got a lot of things that we've got to address as part of this fall renovation. And as you can see, the lawn is, at best, it's hurting, but you know, it is what it is. The fall is the perfect time to address my lawn and to get it moving in the right direction, especially up in the front. And then, you know, take this backyard into the next level where it needs to be now that it's going to start getting a little bit cooler. In the next video, I've got some things I want to show you, especially in regards to some of the new gear and equipment, and let's face it, they are toys that I've acquired for the lawn renovation, and obviously I'll be using them for other things, but especially for this lawn renovation. Hope you guys enjoyed everything that you saw today. If you like this video, please give me that thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet and I've earned your subscription, please subscribe And if you want to be notified of future videos, don't forget to hit that bell, and we will see you on the next one. Have a great week, everybody.